Good morning. Let's let some people join while I turn on my preaching stick for the first time in about 6 months. Nobody's here yet. I'll wait. It's showing I don't have a signal. I hope this works. But I don't understand. Nobody's here, Kayla. Gosh. There they go. Kayla, I'm talking to you. On my computer, I have a full Wi-Fi signal. On StreamYard, it only shows 2 bars. Do you not find that odd? Do you see it? Do you see the 2 bars? But let me look on my phone. I have a full Wi-Fi signal on my phone, a full Wi-Fi signal on my computer. Now I have 1 bar on StreamYard. What does that mean? I hope it doesn't stall today. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me fine? Oh, you can? Okay. Okay, good, Mary. I don't know if there is okay, I know you guys watch other creators that use StreamYard. Has there been any lag or any problems with the other creators with well, now the Wi-Fi thing is completely gone. Have y'all noticed any problems with other creators? Yes. Okay. Yes, problems with other creators, or yes, I'm having lagging. Okay, no problems on others. Leave it to Judy Sneed to have problems. Okay, I'm gonna give it just a minute. I was trying to. I pulled myself up to see what it looked like. Good morning. Good morning. I'm glad to know I'm not lagging. I'm going to turn on my preaching stick for the first time in about 6 months. So I was going to do my hair today. I don't know why, because it's hot. Have my water. Put on my watch so I can count my steps because I'm a fanatic about counting my steps. Yesterday, I stayed inside with Larry all day. Okay, so I went out in the morning to do chickens or whatever, let the animals out, make sure everybody's got feed and water, stayed inside all day, and then went out at night. Or I think I went out there one time and checked on the animals, refreshed their water, and I walked almost 13,000 steps. So the moral to this story is if you're inside, you still can get your steps. All you need to do is wash the dishes, cook some banana bread for your husband, cook supper, dust, vacuum, and you'll get your steps in. Just saying. So, all right. I have no idea. Today I started doing this new thing over the past couple months where as soon as a learning lesson comes in this brain of mine, I go to the notepad on my phone and write it down so that we can discuss it and talk about it. And so I went out there this morning and I was trying to delete the stuff that I've already talked about, and I deleted the whole thing. So now I'm like, wow, what am I supposed to talk about? What am I supposed to talk about today? So I'll start off and talk about a little bit of my journey with trying to make healthy decisions with my eating. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to, because some of you have said to me, my problem is I don't know what to eat. So I'm going to tell, oh, wait, I forgot how to get back to it. I'm going to try to remember what all I ate yesterday. Let's see if I can go back to it. I can't remember how to go. I can't remember how to go back to it. Okay, yesterday for breakfast, I had the protein shake that goes in my coffee. I had 5 scrambled eggs with a piece of cheese on the top. For lunch, are y'all ready for this? For lunch, I had tuna fish. Now, I'm a weirdo. I don't put, like, I could eat tuna fish with mustard. I know it's disgusting, but I actually like it. So I had tuna fish and mustard and pickles. Then I had a turkey sandwich with lettuce and onions and piece of cheese. And I had carrots, and I had like raw carrots. I had a piece of watermelon. For supper last night, I had a hamburger patty with cheese with lettuce and onions and all that stuff. And then I had a corn on the cob. Then I had a granola, those little oatmeal ice Z bars that I'm in love with. I had those. So I am eating a lot, and I'm not going over my points. And I'm not trying to push Weight Watchers on you, because it's not like I get paid for it, or I'm just telling you what works for me. Weight Watchers works for me because it's easy. I can count points. I eat nonstop. It's yesterday I went to the grocery store with my phone. I was scanning snacks that I could eat because I'm craving. I know it's disgusting, but I crave chocolate chip cookie dough raw. And I'll do really good for like a month or two, and then it's just this craving that I cannot control myself, and I end up eating a ton of it. So I went to the store yesterday with my cell phone, and I was scanning things. I'm having a hot flash if you see my face going burning up. So I went and found some snacks that I could eat that weren't a total train wreck, but would satisfy my little sweet craving. So one of the things that I'm going to be trying this week is non-fat, plain Greek yogurt with fresh blueberries from my blueberry trees or bushes, whatever. And you microwave them for like a minute and a half. And then you put them in your yogurt with a half a cup of oats. And on Weight Watchers, that's only 3 points. I love overnight oats, love them. So I'm trying that. I bought some like stuff for like to put on strawberries, because strawberries and bananas are 0 points. So I found some sugar-free hot fudge, and I'm gonna trick myself. And I went and bought fat-free frozen whipped cream, and I'm going to use that as, because I froze it, and I'm going to use it as ice cream and put bananas, which is 0 points, with the sugar-free syrup, and sprinkle a little bit of pecans on top. And I'm going to totally trick myself and think that I'm eating a hot fudge sundae, but it's going to be fat-free whipped cream. I'll let you know how it goes. It may be disgusting, but I'm trying to get creative so that I don't go without, but I learn a new way of eating. And it's not that I'm on this big journey to lose a ton of weight. I'm on a journey to learn how to change my lifestyle of eating and making good decisions and not indulge in one day. Like my cheat day or whatever is not indulging, because I have found when I indulge and have a cheat day, I have a harder time getting back on track. That's me. I have to be disciplined every day, because one little mistake, one little overeating raw cookie dough takes me into a spiral. It's almost like I'm having a relapse and can't get out of it. So I'm trying to take every single day and go, okay, what am I feeling today? And I'm trying to stay balanced and try to make good decisions. So, like, as the holidays start approaching, I'm going to try to use portions, and not just put a bunch of, because my favorite thing is sweet potato casserole. Oh my gosh, I could eat a plate this big of sweet potato casserole. Y'all, I'm blind because I don't have my glasses on. So anyway, um, so I'm really working hard on balance. And one reason, I mean, yes, I am doing it for myself. Don't get me wrong, because I have plunged the scale at 163 and about died. And I'm also doing it for you, because I know that there are people that come here, usually around 100, a little bit more, 120 people that come every morning. And I know that there's a lot of people that sit in the sidelines going, I wish I could lose weight. I wish I could stop drinking Cokes. I wish I could get 12,000 steps in here. And I'm going to tell you something. If I can do it, you can do it. And you don't have to be alone going, I wish. I want you to take I wish I could out of your vocabulary. Take it out. Replace it with I can. Instead of saying, I wish I could lose weight, I wish I could be mobile, I wish I could drink more water, but I can't. I've tried every diet in the world and I can't do it. I can't maintain weight loss. I gain weight. Me too. But you know what? We're gonna replace I wish, I can't to I can. So every time you catch yourself saying, I can't, I've tried, stop it and replace it with positive words that I can, I will, those things, because mind is over matter. So when you tell yourself you can, or you tell yourself, I will, you will be amazed at what happens in your life. Now, another thing that will help you to make changes in your life, and if it ain't weight that you're working on, if it's something else that you're addicted to, or it's something else that you're trying to change in your life, just know that you're not alone. Because every Monday and Wednesday, I go live and we talk about the bull crap that we have to go through to keep us balanced. Okay. Because we all are facing something, some kind of total chaos, something that's just trying to ruin your life. We're all facing that, but we don't have to face it alone. We don't. Because chances are I'm going through the same thing. So here in the mornings, we can join together and say, I can. I'm sorry. I thought I heard something. I can, I will. Those are the things that you have to replace with I can't, I've tried. Because I'm here to tell you, if I can freaking do it, you can do it. Because my life is chaos. I'm fixing to have to learn how to stay in the house more and sit down and not be totally active like I'm used to being. So what tools can I put in my pocket to get what I need to create balance? Even if you're couch bound on a walker, oh my gosh, you need to be Googling how to exercise with no legs. You would not listen. I taught aerobics for 28 years. I taught senior citizens. Okay. I had this class that I used to teach on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at First Baptist Alabaster. I'll tell you where I taught. And there was a group of senior citizens that came in there, and I taught them every week. And there were times that we performed an aerobic class sitting in a chair. And when I tell you we were me, girl that was fit, was sweating her butt off sitting in a chair. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. You need to Google exercises you can do sitting on the couch. Because I'm here to tell you, I can't. Larry! Sorry. Larry! I may have to go get him. Hang on. He's real. Larry! Hey. Come here. Hang on just a second. Oh, Lord, you don't have it on exhaustion. You got your hearing aids in?
Huh?
Do you have your hearing aids in? Can you hear me? Okay. I put your medicine in a coffee cup on the counter. I want you to walk slow. You're out of breath. Remember I told you not to go fast?
Yeah.
Okay. You got to walk slow.
Okay. Now, where'd you put it?
On the counter in the kitchen in a coffee cup.
Okay.
Do you have something to drink? I put drinks in the refrigerator for you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Walk slow.
Okay.
Okay. Love you. Anyway, there's exercise you can Google. You can Google things to do sitting. So if you have a bad knee, bad hip, and you think you can't exercise, you can. All right. One reason I chose to concentrate on myself is because when I have to take care of someone else, I forget about me. And I forget to take care of me because I'm concentrating on someone else. And that's not good for my mental health. That's not good about creating balance because I am putting all my effort into someone else. So I thought I'm not the best version of Judy right now. What is interrupting the best version of Judy? And there's two things. Number one is I'm slow right now at Sneeze Farmhouse. And that gets me all jacked up. It does you would think after 5 years, I would be used to this. I ain't. I'm not used to it at all. And the other thing that is interrupting the best version of Judy is I can't fit in any of my clothes. So I am trying to work on those two things so that I don't get in left field and find myself in the hospital or find myself laid out with a nervous breakdown or something like that. I forgot to take my Celtic salt. If you like salty stuff, so I'll update you on Larry. Okay. And maybe y'all can help me figure this out. So when he was in the nursing home, they were telling me how great and strong he was and that he really didn't need to be in the nursing home. And he had not had any episodes. Episodes that I'm talking about is he stands up and the room goes to spinning and he almost falls. His face turns white and he's gasping for breath. That's what I call an episode. Okay. The nursing home told me that he did not have one episode in 3 months. I got him home, and within the first 24 hours, he had 2. And I wanted to call that nursing home and cuss them out. And I don't like to say bad words. I wanted to cuss them out. Because this is what I think happened. Maybe they're correct in saying that he's not had one episode, but the reason he hasn't had one episode is because they have multiple patients and they don't sit there and try to encourage the patients. They don't work very hard to encourage the patients to get out of the bed. So what was happening is at 6 o'clock in the morning, the therapist came to get Larry with his oxygen. The therapist reminded him, walk slow, and Larry walked to the next hallway. He did therapy sitting down for an hour or whatever, 30 minutes. Then the therapist reminded him to walk slow and walk back. And the therapist walks him back to his room. And then Larry stayed in the bed the rest of the day. So, of course, he didn't have an episode. When he has the episode is not when he's sitting down, it's when he's standing up. And some of you were like, oh, Judy, you need to check his blood pressure and all that stuff. And I'm just here to tell you, he doesn't do it every time. Like, for example, yesterday morning, he had an episode. We were in the house, his oxygen was on, and he had an episode. An hour later, no, not even an hour later, I had to go do animals. So I said, sit right here. I'm going to go do animals. Next thing I know, that joker's walking out to the chicken yard. And I'm like, oh my God. He was fine. He walked all the way to the chicken yard, sat down for a little bit, walked all the way back, did not have one episode. So it's not consistent. And I can't figure out what the crap is going on. And if this helps any for you to see what I'm dealing with, is yesterday morning. First of all, I just want to let you know, Larry's deaf. Larry doesn't have on the hearing aids. He can't hear. So he's not, if you see him on here, he can't hear a word I'm saying. Yesterday morning, after the episode, he goes, I figured out what is wrong. I said, please tell me. He said, it's the green tea. It's the green tea. I'm not drinking green tea ever again because I drank green tea yesterday and it caused me to be dizzy. And I'm like, okay, don't drink green tea no more. Don't. It's like, it's hard. It's hard. And this is what I plan on doing. I plan on, he's on home health. The nurse should be here this week. I'm going to present to her what is going on with him because I want to see, I know there's nothing wrong with his heart because we went to the heart doctor and he had a stress test. There's nothing wrong with his heart. It has nothing to do with his heart. It's got to be his lungs. So I'm going to request us to go to a pulmonary doctor. After he had COVID, he got what was called an elevated, his lungs are elevated, which means it's his left lung is elevated, which means there's oxygen not getting in his left lung on top of having COPD. So I feel like COVID did something. That's me personally. I guess that's like, you're probably like, well, you're saying about him drinking green tea. Well, Judy, you're crazy too. Y'all both crazy. And I don't know what it is, but I do know that it's something and it's debilitating him because it's keeping him from doing things because he's going to fall. And a lot of you are like, Judy, let him use a walker. That seems easy. Judy, put him in a wheelchair. That seems easy. I got hard head over here that doesn't want to use a walker, and I have a hard head that doesn't want to use a wheelchair. It sounds easy, but trying to get them to do that is almost the impossible. So I really don't want to go back down that rabbit hole because when he went to the nursing home, they took the wheelchair and the walker away from him because he was getting stronger doing physical therapy. So I don't want to go backwards because he's going to feel defeated. He's going to feel like he went to the nursing home. So that is a lot. That is a lot. And I'm trying, when it comes to Sneed's Farmhouse, normally, like 2 years ago, during the fall, I was so busy, it was unbelievable. Like, it was field trip back to back to back to back to back. And it was like 100 kids. It wasn't no 19 kids. It was big field trips. And the teachers were like loving the field trip. They spoke very highly of the field trip. As a matter of fact, one school brought the entire school over a 4-day period. And the principal came, she sat and told me how great it was organized, and I had good results. I've never had one thing negative at all. I back up. I had one about going to the creek with someone other than myself, but I had positive. And the past 2 years, it's Kayla and I were, I mean, we were not swamped like we were the year before, but we had a good amount of field trips. This year, the month of September, I was looking at my calendar. I have one field trip of 20 kids the whole month of September, and I have maybe 1 or 2 small tours, and that is it. And I'm sitting here going, okay, what do I need to do as a business to function during these hard times? What do I need to do? So recently, I think it was yesterday, let me show you. Hang on. I went and invested a decent amount of money on Sneed's Farmhouse t-shirts. These are super soft, and I thought that would be a great little fundraiser for the lag time when I'm not busy. Because as a business, you're trying to learn how to function. Being a farm, I feel like I can't say it's harder than it's a small business. So like you're trying to figure out how to stay afloat because what'll happen again is the fall will be a little bit busier. Then come November, December, January, and February, I'm dead again. I'm dead. But right now, no one's coming because it's too hot. You can't even breathe outside. So I have t-shirts. If you want to support my farm, I have t-shirts available. They're $30. I have sizes medium, large, extra large, 2X, and 3X. They're $30. That includes the shipping. If you are interested in supporting my farm, that is a way you can support my farm, is to walk around with the Sneed's Farmhouse shirt. They're super soft t-shirts. I'm going to pick them up this week. If you are interested in supporting my farm, you can private message me. You can email me. My phone number's out there. You can text me. And I will put you on the list for t-shirts. I purchased 50. So the first 50 people will get them. And if I do well with them, I'll order more. But it's things are changing at Sneed's Farmhouse big time. And the reason is because my priorities are having to change. They're having to change. I'm going to have to be inside more. And so Shane and I talked yesterday, and I'm going to have to take one day at a time and see how things go. There's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days. And if the bad days are a bad day with Larry on top of me having a field trip, it's going to be a disaster. So I'm having to change. And I'm not sure. I've got to keep my mental health good. My mental health is in that farm. I find my happiest place is in the farm. Where I can get to mindfulness is in that farm. When I'm not in that farm, it's like my brain goes like this. It's like chaos because I don't know if I can explain it right. But when I go into the farm, it's like I just walked into heaven and I forget everything. When I'm out there and Leroy's sticking his butt in my face and biting me on the shoulder because I'm giving someone else attention, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. But when I get back into the world and all the chaos starts going on, it's like I'd rather be out there. But I can't be because there's other things happening that's keeping me here inside. And I have to figure out how to stay well. And if you're a person, if you can relate to me, maybe you don't have a farm, but you have responsibilities that are changing. And you're just going, this is awful. This is awful. Let's hold hands and figure this out together. Let's figure it out together. Instead of going straight to panic mode, let's figure out what we can do, okay? Instead of what we can't do. We can't do this. We can't do that. But what can we do? There's things we can do to stay balanced when things are totally just chaotic. And I feel like when you surround yourself with people that point you in the right direction is the moment that you can get through this world. Because I have a lot going on. Larry's going to the doctor today, to the eye doctor, because Larry has glaucoma and he has not had his pressure checked in 3 months. And so I've got to take him to the eye doctor. And also, I'm meeting with the lawyer to start the process. I'll just tell you so you know. So I told you guys my youngest brother is on Larry's property. And I told you guys that why can't I don't even know how to roll my hair anymore. What's the deal? So my youngest brother's on the property, and I have made multiple attempts to say, hey, Larry needs help. We've got to sell his property. He's down to nothing. He's down to literally nothing because the nursing home was $10,000 a month. So Larry's down to nothing, and I had to go pay off his car. So I explained that to my brother. We need to sell his property to take care of him because he has zero money now. So I'm not getting a response. So I was told that he's living in a hotel. I found out the hotel number and everything. So I called the police to do a welfare check on him because no one's heard from him. So the police went, knocked on the door. My brother came to the door and he's good. He's good. And they said, you need to call your sister. And he goes, I'll call her. I never got a phone call. So multiple times I have tried to reach out and get him to help sign the paperwork so that we can take care of Larry, and he refuses to do it. So now I'm having to go to a lawyer, and I'm having to start the process of being able to take care of Larry and sell his property so that he's not dead broke. And it is a pain in the butt. And it's a shame that we're having to do that, but welcome to addiction. That's what addiction does. And it's sad to sit there and see an elderly person need help. And it's really thank God for Shane and I, because we've taken Larry in with loving arms, and he has nothing. And it's sad to sit and watch all this take place, but it is what it is. And it's like trying to balance. I'm fixing to head that way, on top of keeping him balanced, on top of keeping his health care. It's like Sneed's farmhouse is there, but it's like not the most important thing. I mean, yes, the animal's care is the most important thing, but I have to worry about making sure that he doesn't fall, he doesn't end up back into the nursing home and rehab and so forth. So know that if you're juggling life in general, I get you. I get you. And am I teaching y'all anything today, or am I just jabbering, or what? Am I just... Oh! M. Williams. I don't know who you are. There was no email address for me to tell you thank you. But this made me laugh because I need to wear this shirt every single day. She sent me, she or he, not really sure which one, the cutest coffee cups. I should have gone down in their dishwasher. They're little chicken cups for my coffee stand. And then she sent me this shirt. I'm saying she because I think it's she. I love this. Got it. This is my new favorite shirt. Wait, shoot, I can't get it. I'm not for everyone. I'm not. If I probably went live and quit putting on makeup, I'd probably get more people. But I ain't for everyone. And I'm not. And you're not for everyone. And I just love that shirt. So M. Williams, if you send me gifts, I have no idea. If you don't put your phone number or you don't put your email address, it's hard for me to reach out to you to say thank you. So please do not think I'm a snot and not saying thank you, because my mama taught me better. Okay. So M. Williams, you picked the perfect gift. I love my coffee cups. I love my shirt. Hit that roll. I love it. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. The coffee cups are so cute. Speaking of coffee cups, let's talk about the Education Center. Drink up. I'm stressing out about the Education Center. It's like, this is what's happening to me. When groups of people, not just one person, when groups of people walk into the Education Center, they're not mindful that I have a power bill. Okay. And the air conditioning is just going out the door. And I got new moisturizer in the mail I was going to try. And people just hold the door open, and I feel like I cannot breathe. I'm like, close the door, close the door. Oh my God, my power bill's going to go sky high. And it takes forever to cool the Education Center back off. I'm like, this ain't working very good. And then I thought, I don't know, me. I'm just like, I went and bought a bunch of candy for the group home, and just like for people come and stuff like that. And I spent probably $30 on candy, and I thought it was a good idea. And Shane goes, that ain't a good idea. I was like, why? He's like, Judy, ain't a good idea. It ain't a good idea. And so over the past month, me doing that, people come in and they don't, it's kind of like when you go, I almost said Easter egg hunting. No. Trick or treating. You know how, as a parent, like if someone just puts a pumpkin out there with a bunch of candy, you want to kids want to grab it all. You know what I'm saying? And the mom's over there, just get one, just get one. You know what I'm talking about? But then there's some parents that don't care, and the parents just the kids just dump the whole pumpkin into their trick or treat bag, and parents ain't paying attention that the kid's doing that. And then they took all the candy, and there's no candy for anybody else because they didn't just take one. And sometimes trick or treaters, they put a sign out there says, just take one, be courteous, or something like that. I think Shane's right, because the candy is getting wiped out in one field trip. And then I spent $30 on candy. And I'm like, Shane was like, Judy, why did you think that was a good idea? I'm like, I don't know. I just thought people may want some chocolate while they've got their sweat and drinks. And it's not a good idea. So I have to scratch that idea because it's working. Parents, kids, they take 5 and 6 pieces of candy, and then I have none for the next field trip or the next tour or whatever. It's like not working at all. So I realized that was a dead end. So I'm realizing when it comes to the education center, it's just, I forgot what this is. I think it's for your eyes. It's a trial and error to try to figure out, you have these, I think I put too much. You have these great ideas of what you think that will work. And it's like, this ain't working too good. This is not working too good at all. And I find myself, now that I have this education center, I'm being robbed of my joy. And the reason is because I have got so much money into this education center, and I want other people to treat it the way I think of it, and that's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, kids go out there to my farm, step and poop, and then stand on my couch. And I'm feeling like I cannot breathe because I'm thinking, I just spent $1,500 on this couch, and that little kid has got doo-doo all over his shoe and is stepping on my couch, and I feel like I cannot breathe. And I'm like, this is not working. It's not working. This is not what I thought was going to happen. I thought the education center would bring me joy to see people in my education center and seeing, just being a safe place. And it's not happening. And I feel so disappointed. I'm having another hot flash. And I'm like, Shane, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? I got to put my hair up. I'm on fire. It's just, you women that have been through menopause, you guys rock. If no one's told you today, if you went through menopause and went through hot flashes for a couple of years, God bless you. You are the strongest woman I know. I've only done it 3 weeks, and I can't handle it. Anyway, it's robbing me of my joy. And I'm like, how do I go in there and not worry about the door being open or doo-doo being on my couch? Or this is another thing that happened. Candy papers everywhere. Like, it's everywhere. And then people, let's just say, this is not people from the tour. This is my own nephews. Okay. This didn't happen on a tour, but my nephews were here this week and they love the education center. So they were taking snacks in there to eat. I'm not paying attention what's going on because they're in there without me. And what's happening is, they drop chips in the floor, like crumbs, all over my education center. Well, after they left, I go in there and there are ants everywhere, from little chips being laid on the education center's floor. And I'm like, this is not working. This is not working. This is not working. Why did I think this was a good idea? And sometimes, I think things are a great idea and I'm like, okay, so now what's happened, this is what's happened, is created more work for me because now when anybody goes in my education center, I have to go behind them and clean because I have animals in there. So now I'm not going to be able to allow food into my education center. Candy, chips, anything. I cannot allow that. And, I told you that I don't know if I told y'all, but my vacuum cleaner that I suck the poop up with, every one of us, including myself, I just left it out because I'm going to use it as soon as I go back in there and suck up poop, right? So I just leave it out, not thinking nothing of it. Well, then the rabbits chewed the brand new cord to the vacuum cleaner. I mean, chewed it. I don't know. And it was plugged in. I don't know how the rabbits did not get electrocuted. And they may have gotten electrocuted and didn't die. I don't know. But they chewed through the cord. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to make sure this stupid vacuum cleaner, because I like leaving it out until the end of the day. Because, it's just a pain in the butt to get it out, to unroll the cord. I guess I'm lazy. I'm not really sure. But, I'm just finding that it's causing me anxiety. I think it would be different if I didn't spend so much money in it. Or maybe I shouldn't have made it bougie. Maybe I should have just not worried about a couch. Maybe I should have done picnic tables, something simple. You know what I'm saying? But no, Judy wanted it bougie. She has to go spend money on a couch because I wanted to make people comfortable. And I was thinking that was a good idea. And it's not. And I got to figure all this out because it's not working. It's not working at all. Because like I said, when people leave there, then I have to go behind them and vacuum it up. And so that's just small, like one person tours. So can you imagine what will happen when I do field trips of let's just say 50 to 60 kids that eat lunch there? Can you imagine what will happen? And then this is another thing is now, because it's hot, people know there's cool air conditioning in there. So then people go into the education center without me because they're hot. And then I'm over here going, my bunnies are in there, the ducks in there, the chicks are in there. I can't leave people in there without me. So then I'm over here going, do I stay with the tour? Do I go up to the what do I do? So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to put a new rule. Maybe I'm gonna have to lock the door. First of all, there's merch. I have dealt being open to the public being stolen from. I mean, stupid stuff like stealing Mountain Dews and stealing T-shirts. Why do you want to steal a Mountain Dew? Just ask me if you can have it, but they do. So if I allow people into the education center without me, I don't worry about a T-shirt getting stolen. I don't worry about a Mountain Dew getting stolen. I worry about my daggum bunnies, because people don't respect. If kids are in there without me, that's a liability to me. The bunnies could bite them. They could open up the brooder and all my chicks and ducks fall out. I mean, they could get hurt. They could go climb on something, fall off the couch, something. So it's a liability to me. So I told Shane, I said, okay, now I've got to make sure that I lock the door behind me because people go in there without me and that can't happen. So I guess I'm going to have to make a new set of rules. And it's not what I want. I want, I don't know. I feel like when you're at your aunt's house, like you get spoiled rotten and you get to do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like that's like being an aunt. That's kind of how when I went to my aunt's house, I got spoiled rotten, and that's how I want it to be for adults that come here and children. But I'm realizing there has to be a sheriff here, and there has to be this mean aunt that goes, no one's allowed for food to be in the education center. Parents, please watch your children. Please do not let people stand on my couch. I'm saying, it's like, I mean, do I need to put up a list? Do not let your children stand on my couch. Do not let your children get 6 pieces of candy. Do not, you know what I'm saying? It's just not what I thought it was going to be. And I think that I got to figure all this out. And I'll be honest with you, because it's slow, Kayla hasn't really been here because there's no money coming in. There's no money coming in at all. So Kayla hasn't really been here because there's been no money coming in. So I can't pay someone when there's no money coming in. And so honestly, when you're open to the public, there needs to be 2 people at all times. There really does. Because if Kayla was here and I had, let's just say I had 15 people and Kayla was here, I could have said, Kayla, you go to the education center, I'll stay over here, but I got to figure out how to create balance. And I told Kayla, I said, we're going to have to figure out something during downtime because I'm not making a dime. And I'm also, I had this brilliant idea to be free to autistic kids and free to group homes and free to sober living facilities. Well, free doesn't pay your bills, right? Like it doesn't pay your bills. So like, I got to figure out how to get grants. A lady said to me the other day that you must get tons of donations in your farm. Really? Really? No, I do not get a bunch of donations to my farm. I don't. You know why? Because I don't ask for money because I will never ask for money. Randomly, I have done because I'm nonprofit, my farm is out on the fundraisers on Facebook where you can do a fundraiser for a certain thing. So there's been times when I've done a fundraiser for something. I have, but I don't feel all good inside. I don't know if I'm just not a good nonprofit person, but I hate it. I'm not going to ask for money. I will never do that. But I have to figure out how to get grants. And that is not an easy task. Finding a grant writer that will stick with you. Okay, first of all, it costs money to apply for a grant. So like I have to figure all this out. And I hadn't figured it all out yet. I hadn't figured out how to run a nonprofit farm. Like I would love to sit down with a rescue and say, how do you do it? Because my cousin is a rescue. I've never sat and talked with her, but she begs for money all the time. That would wear me out. If I was constantly going, I need money. There's a sick dog and the dog needs surgery and I need $1,500 to give this dog surgery. If I had to do that all the time, I would feel like a worthless piece of begging for money. I'm not a beggar. So like, I'm not going to do that. doing t-shirts where I do donations where you get something in return, that's fine. But just asking for you to send $100 to me, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to work for it. You see me busting my butt. You see me at libraries. You see me doing field trips. You see me going into schools. You see me busting my butt here every Monday and Wednesday at 7 a.m. to go live. And the reason I do that is because, yes, I make money on social media. I do. So this is a job to me, as well as it's really, I'm blessed that I get paid on social media, but I have met some of my best friends on social media. So I don't really feel like I go live in the morning for income, because I think I make $7. I've told y'all before, I don't make very much money going live. But I do it because you encourage me to be the best version of Judy. You're the ones that keep me going. You're the ones who go, Judy, you got this. Judy, you can do this. Judy, y'all are my backbone. I could not do it without y'all. There's no way. If I did not have social media and I was trying to run a nonprofit farm, I would have already been upside down. Because you see, if you go out there and you see petting zoos, they're in business for a short amount of time because it's too hard. It's hard. You're out sweating your butt off trying to figure out how to make ends meet. And it's hard. That's why you see farms go out of business, because they can't do it. Because it has to be a hobby. It can't be, if you're depending on a petting zoo to pay your bills, you're screwed. You're totally screwed. I'm just here to tell you right now. And that's why you see petting zoos go away, because it cannot be your primary source of income. It will not work. I might make it look like I got it all together. And a lot of people think that I make a lot of money. If you Google Sneed's Farmhouse, it'll tell you how much I made last year and how much taxes I had to pay. I think I made $700 last year, and I didn't have a salary. There you go. That tells you right there that I do this because I love it. I do this as a mission. This is not let's get rich, but I do have to figure out how to break even. And I do have to figure out how to help pay Kayla to be here. I have to figure all that out. And I ain't got it figured out yet. I haven't. And I hope that God will continue to bless my farm, that I never have to give it up. But sometimes it's tight. Now, I probably could change some things. I could probably not feed my animals top of the line feed, but that's not what I desire. My animals' nutrition and health is number one to me. And if I ever get to the point where I can't take care of my animals the way they need, I can't afford vet bills, I can't afford treats or something like that, then I will find them a good home. I would never put them in that jeopardy to hinder their health. They come first. I am just rambling. Have I taught y'all anything today, or am I just got diarrhea of the mouth? I'm not sure. I just ask you to pray for my farm. Pray for what I'm supposed to be doing with the education center. Pray for Kayla. Pray for me. Just pray that God will open doors and what we're supposed to be doing, because I ain't got a clue. I thought, in the beginning, I thought the education center, I was going to do incubation projects and all this cool stuff. And now it's like my heart and my desire is going in a totally different direction. And then I was like, hang on. I thought I wanted to have meetings in there. I really wanted to do an Al-Anon. Shane shut that down in 0.2 seconds because he was like, okay, so you're going to take on something else to take away from us. When I get home from work, now there's going to be a bunch of people on our property, and you're going to be doing this Al-Anon meeting. And what's going to happen? And then after talking to him, I realized I was trying to take on another task. Now, this was before Larry moved back home. But that's what I thought I was supposed to be doing, is doing an Al-Anon meeting for parents of children in addiction. And that's going a totally different way. That's not happening. First of all, I would have to have 5 to 6 committed people before Al-Anon would let me hold a meeting at my farm. And I thought, that's going to take my energy away from my farm. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm coming or going. I really don't. And I do know that I trust enough to know that he'll lead me in the right direction. I don't feel chaotic or anything. I just feel I feel like this is what Shane said to me. Let's just put it this way. He goes, Judy, you're taking on all these things and giving back, and there's zero income. There's zero income in Al-Anon meeting. There's zero income in all these things that you're doing. How are you going to feed your animals? Yeah. And if I have a responsibility in this house, without saying what I'm trying to say, if I have a responsibility in this house, how do I do field trips? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I do field trips? I don't know. I need y'all praying for me. What I'm supposed to be doing. Because I don't really know. But I know that in time, if I continue to be in time, if I stay committed to being well and being balanced, I feel like God will provide. Have you ever felt like everything is going great, then all of a sudden this big train wreck happens and you're like, what am I supposed to be doing? I feel like God has brought us this far. No, let me back up. I feel like Kayla and I met for a reason. I feel like my farm happened for a reason. I feel like we moved to Coleman for a reason. All these things. I don't believe God would take me this far to take me backwards. But as a human being, I have to do my part, right? I can't just pray that God will open the door and me not do my part, right? Like, I still have to be marketing to schools and I have never really marketed, but now I feel like I need to. I need to market Sneed's Farmhouse, because if I don't do my part and I just pray for God's will to be done, God, bring a miracle. God, I'm going to sit here in my house and do nothing, but God, please bring a miracle to me. What am I asking for? To win the lottery? Like, what the heck? I have to do my part, right? But I thought, now that I'm indoors majority of the time, because of my responsibility, that is an opportunity for me to get on the phone and market myself, right? But if I get these huge field trips that start coming to my farm and I have a responsibility in the house, how am I going to do both? You know what I'm saying? So I've got to figure that's where my prayers don't need to be in let a miracle happen and let me sit in the house and do nothing and let a miracle happen. That doesn't need to be my prayer. My prayer needs to be for God to show me what I'm supposed to be doing. Because if I pray for a miracle and do nothing in return, it's going to be a dead end. I'm asking to win the lottery. I can't do that, right? You got to do your part. God gives us a brain to do our part. So if you're sitting on, let's just say this. Say that your health is declining, okay? And you're sitting on the couch eating Snickers. Okay. And you're going, dear Heavenly Father, I pray for my health. I pray that you will just heal me from the top of my head to the bottom of my toes. But you're drinking a Coke and eating a Snicker bar. Like God's going, hey, dummy, is anybody in there? You got to do your part to be healthy. You can't just sit around eating Snickers and drinking Cokes all day and expect to be healthy. You got to do your part. You know what I'm saying? You do your part. And you know, if you're praying for your health and you're praying for God to heal you, well, what's your ownership in this? Is God just going to plant a miracle on you if you're over here overeating and eating a bunch of carbs and sugar? No. Come on, people. Let's think about this for just a minute. You know, if your prayer was something like, God, help me to make good decisions. My health is declining. I have been sick. I don't know. I have gastritis and my stomach hurts all the time. God, help me to make good decisions to eat right. Okay. And then you go in the kitchen and become a train wreck. Are you really committed to God, to being faithful to God and using your body as a temple? If you're praying for your gastritis and then you're going in there eating a tomato with seeds in it and it's acidic or whatever, eating an orange, chances are your gastritis is not getting better, but though you're praying to God for your gastritis to be better, you have to do your part. You can't just expect this miracle to happen without doing your part and being committed to what you're supposed to do as a human being. I mean, if you pray for strength, it also comes discipline. You have to be disciplined yourself to go, okay, my life is a train wreck. What is my ownership in this train wreck? Because Judy has a train wreck going on. What have I done to cause this train wreck? Because believe it or not, you have ownership. It's just like I tell you that if you get in a fight with a friend and you're like, she did this, she did that, she did that. No, what is your ownership? Because you have ownership in this fight. What is your ownership? You can't expect her to change. You've got to figure out what you have done wrong because you have ownership in this. And if you don't look within to figure out what you need to change, you're going to continue to be a train wreck. You're going to continue. If you're on your knees praying for God for you to win the lottery, you're headed for a train wreck. You're headed for a train wreck. You have to figure out what your ownership is in this and figure out what you need to be doing as a Christian or God's child to figure out where God is leading you. But if you don't, like I said, if you don't do your part, then why are you praying for God why are you praying for a magic pill? There's a lesson being taught in what we're doing. And you need to be searching for your blessings and searching for what you need to do within that God's convicting you are to get you on the right path to where you're going. And that's how I sit here and look at Sneed's farmhouse. It's like, okay, God, what am I supposed to be doing? You know, here I am this whole time going, education center. I'm going to put all this money in this education center, and this is what's going to happen. And I'm going to have Al-Anon meetings. And now that my husband just shut all that down, I was pissed at him. I'm not going to lie. When I was on the phone with Al-Anon setting up me to start these meetings, okay, without consulting my husband first. I'm just doing my thing, okay? I'm over here, and all of a sudden, I call Shane, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I talked to Al-Anon, and I'm going to start meetings at night at my farm. And he goes, oh, no, you're not. No. And I was mad for about, I don't know, till he got home, okay? I'm mad. He's crushing my dreams. He's all about himself. He is just awful. And I was just bashing him to Kayla. Okay. And then he got home and he said, sit down, let's talk. And I said, what? I know I'm going over. I'm sorry. I said, what? He goes, Judy, my job is so stressful. From 5:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night, I'm working 12-hour days. And then I come home, and this is my safe place. This is where I find peace, and this is where I find happiness. And if I pull home and there's 40 people in the driveway and you're nowhere to be found, you're in this meeting with other people, where's my happiness? I can't be happy when there's people at our farm 24/7. He's like, I don't mind the field trips and the tours and stuff like that, but you're putting too much pressure on yourself, Judy. And when he said that, I felt like a light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, oh, I've been cussing. I said, Shane, I've been cussing you all day. But when he gave me the big picture and I realized what he was talking about, I was like, Shane's right. And then when I was wanting to have sober living facilities here, he goes, Judy, this is our home. If you were somewhere else other than our home, I would cheer you on. But this is our home. If people are stealing candy and T-shirts and Mountain Dews, you're opening the door for a lot of heartache for you, because you're building up this empire that you think is going to be awesome. And look at your brother. My brother's threatening to kill. Okay, just to let you know. And I was like, oh. But I will tell you, when I was riding down the road, when I was cussing him out to Kayla, something came to me. I'm sorry that I'm running over, y'all. Just bear with me. Something came to me as I was driving down the road, and I was cussing him. I wasn't really using cuss words, okay? But I was mad at him. And it was like, but what if he's right? But I'm mad at Shane because he won't let me have meetings here. But Judy, what if Shane is right? And I began to just weep. And I was like, God, I hate when he's right. He pisses me off. I want to be right. Like, don't you see the big picture? I want to help change people. I want to help rescue those moms that are struggling with addiction, with their kid being in addiction. Like, don't you get it? And he was like, do you not see what you already do, Judy? You're just piling on more crap on you. And imagine if I would have not listened to Shane and started those meetings, and then all of a sudden Larry's moving home. Sometimes we think other people are wrong or they're keeping us from doing something. And Shane was protecting me, is what he was doing. But I couldn't see the protection. I was too mad at him for not letting me do what I want to do. I was too mad at him. And what he was doing, he was protecting our home. He was protecting our marriage. He was protecting everything. Me, my animals. So you see how I've got to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, because I don't know. I feel very confused, and I feel like God has put a stop to Sneed's Farmhouse for a reason. So instead of me sitting here wallowing in my sorrows for not having tours and field trips and all this stuff, God's probably blessing me right now. But see, I can't see the blessing because I'm too busy going, why am I sitting still? Why am I making no money? What the crap? But he's sitting me still because I have a dad that needs me. And what a wonderful feeling it feels to have backup dancers that watch my lives, that watch my videos. Because where I'm sitting here not making no money on the farm, you guys watching my videos and all commenting and liking is supporting my farm. If it wasn't for social media, I would have to give up everything. But every time I start crying, I can't find my sponge. If it wasn't for social media, I would have had to quit Sneed's Farmhouse a long time ago. But because y'all keep showing up and watching, I make enough money on social media almost to break even and feed for my animals. So I cannot thank you enough. You know, I don't have to get you guys to send me donations. I'm thankful when you do. But when I have good views on a video, it's like you just sent me a donation. I don't need you to send me money. You know, just watching and encouraging me and commenting and liking, you're helping me. You're helping me survive this storm, is what I feel like I'm in, to get me to the next point of what I'm supposed to be doing. And I thank you so much. I didn't mean to start crying. You know, I'm either laughing, telling you that I've prairie dogging in Missouri, or I'm crying my eyes out. You never know what you're going to get with old Judy, right? All right, guys, it's past time. Thank you for sticking with me. I love you. If you're in a storm right now, stop, figure out what your ownership is, and fix it. Don't rely on just God to come down and place a miracle. He expects us to do our part. I love you guys, and today is Monday, and you have choices today. You can sit it out or you can dance, and I hope you dance. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Bye.